So recently we had the bird bath in the Senate, and a victim of that bird bath was Trump's beloved White House ballroom, specifically the $1 billion provision called like security enhancements for the East Wing complex. Okay, so the ballroom. And they were trying to sneak it into a reconciliation bill. Basically, a reconciliation bill can be passed with a simple majority instead of like with 51 votes as opposed to the filibuster breaking 60 votes. But what can be put in a reconciliation bill is it's very strict, and that's why it was not allowed in. And when you come after Trump's ballroom, he's going to come after you. He is not happy. And he's been growing so fixated on this ballroom. Like, I'm not saying he has dementia, but he certainly is fixated on this ballroom quite abnormally, to say the least. Anyways, I want to get into this Truth Social post from Trump. He crashes out on the Parliamentarian. The current Parliamentarian is Elizabeth MacDonough. I believe she's been the Parliamentarian since like 2011. So she served under Obama. She served under Trump 1, Biden, and now Trump 2. All right, let's get into this truth. Shockingly, Republicans have kept the very important position of Parliamentarian in the hands of a woman. Okay. You can say like there's what? Like in the hands of a woman, Elizabeth MacDonough, who was appointed long ago by Barack Hussein Obama and a vicious lunatic known as Senator Harry Reid, who ran the Senate for the Democrats with an iron fist. Over the years, she has been brutal to Republicans, but not so to the Democrats. Oh God, dude. He's so washed. He can't even like come up with like good names anymore. So he can't come up with like good names anymore. So like what we're left with is just straight like racism and misogyny. So why has she not been replaced? There are many fair people who would be more qualified for that vital job. The Republicans play a very soft game compared to the Democrats. I wish. The Republicans are freaking monsters. They're hyenas. They are dogs. And I don't mean this in a good way, but Republicans are willing to fight and fight hard for their beliefs. I'll leave it at that. Than the Democrats are. The Democrats are just happily like standing by, sitting idly by while they get gerrymandered out of existence, and the democracy, the republic that we held once so dearly is quickly deteriorating. And the problem with Democrats is that they're not fighting. Anyways, it is their single biggest disadvantage in politics. The Democrats cheat, lie, and steal, especially when it comes to votes and elections, but stick together, whereas the Republicans allow the Elizabeth MacDonoughs of the world to stay in power and brutalize us. We need the Save America Act passed, and now, and likewise, kill the filibuster. Please make my freaking day. Which would give us everything. If we don't pass at least one of these two provisions quickly, you will never see another Republican president again. Okay, dude, don't threaten me with a good time. Stop. Jeez, man, like just advertise that. We need to keep Elizabeth MacDonough in place forever. The Democrats will end up with 2 additional states, DC, Puerto Rico, and all that entails. Like saying like turning DC or Puerto Rico into a state, like that's a bad thing. That's crazy. It's like, no. Let's consider to have these people underrepresented and taken advantage of. Like, especially in the case of Puerto Rico. Including 4 senators, many congressmen, and many additional electoral votes. Okay, well, if you're concerned about the electoral votes, we can always abolish the Electoral College. And they will also get their dream of a packed United States Supreme Court with their most favorite number, 21 justices. Bro, he's just advertising good things, like they're bad things. I love when Republicans do that. Like, it's, can you believe our opposition? They want to give you health care. Okay. Jesus. The Democrats will eliminate the filibuster on the first day. I hope they would never, but I think like they would never, but that would be awesome. And getting the first day they get an opportunity to do so. The Republicans aren't doing it because they say the Democrats will never do it, but the Republicans are wrong. Get smart and tough, Republicans, or you'll be looking for a job much sooner than you thought possible. President Donald J. Trump. Okay, this confirms that Trump is racist. Let me tell you why. I've been watching very carefully as Trump insults his political enemies. And I've always noticed if it's Hakeem Jeffries, Cory Booker, AOC, Ilhan Omar, I don't know if he said it about Zohran Mamdani yet, but he calls these people very low IQ. And someone else pointed it out, and I'm like, it's probably coincidence. He just calls everyone low IQ. And then I noticed he talks about Chuck Schumer. He talks about Elizabeth MacDonough. He talks about Bernie Sanders, and he never refers to these people as low IQ. In fact, I've seen him like call someone who, I forget who the two individuals were. One was like darker skin than the other, and he called the darker skin lower IQ and the other one slightly less lower IQ. It was crazy. Okay. I want to read this political article real quick about some responses, especially from the Senate. Mainly, I think, John Thune, of all people. This is from, Politico. Obama did not have a say in MacDonough's appointment in 2012. Speaking with reporters Wednesday, Senate Majority Leader John Thune of South Dakota observed that it's not the first time Trump has made such a demand, adding that while there may be some issues related to the Parliamentarian, but most of the issues we have here are votes. That's, I guess, his opinion, but that would create even more vote issues here if we were to try and do something like that. So we'll make sure that everyone has got security around here, Thune said, referring to concerns that MacDonough could be targeted after Trump's broadside. Yeah, so even like John Thune is just like John Thune, like this guy is like so deep in Trump's ass crack. Or vice versa. This is surprising to see him like come out like that. I'm surprised he's like, on it, sir. Anyways, on Monday, Semaphore reported that Trump called Thune, urging him to fire MacDonough. During a tour of the construction site, Trump insisted the effort was a gift to the United States of America and said donors, not taxpayers, were paying for the ballroom itself. Well, yeah, that's not true. Anyways, so I really hate that, like, how normalized it is that our president, Donald Trump, the sitting president of the United States, can on a daily basis just schizo post on Truth Social some of the most heinous, racist, misogynistic, xenophobic things I've ever seen. Like, I live in a rural state, a rural area, I should say, and as a result, my Facebook mainly consists of rural folk, and I see this type of boomer schizo posting every day, even from people in my own family, sadly. And I kid you not, at this point, it's like a 50-50 who's worse, our own president's post or things I see from random 50-year-old boomers on Facebook that are saying like, oh, Joe Biden tried to abduct me with a Jewish spaceship and tried to turn me trans. Like, Our president is like on a daily basis, like just saying random like things. Like a few that come to mind is calling Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, mentally retarded. That was like on Thanksgiving morning. And then, of course, I think it was like on Easter, Trump came out and called for, basically just said like, yeah, we're going to end the Iranian civilization. Of course, you have the AI video with the Obamas depicted as monkeys. And the picture that he posted of himself as Jesus. The sad thing is, I don't even think what I just mentioned here cracks the top 5. Like, God help us, man. Like, what is going on?
If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below. And if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.